Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Double Jackpot. Please smash that subscribe button and we're going to get into another Christopher Mitchell video and just a video in general about people trying to sell their scams. Trying to take your hard-earned money and put it in their pocket by not having to work and just trying to hype up what they do. And that's what we're going to talk about. It applies to a lot of people. It applies to anybody that does sales and you're kind of hesitant to, if something tells you not to do something or you got any doubt in your mind, err on that and do not do it. Okay, and if you have elderly parents, try to protect them. I mean, the elderly and the older people, I don't know if it's because they're lonely or they're trusting or they're just naive, but you got to try to protect them as much as you can. Okay. So we know he's got a channel taken down. Nothing brought up about that. That's a big blow, not just an ego blow, but a blow to him. And, it says it's not going to work. And a person that does videos, a YouTuber like himself, he has to say to himself, man, do I try again? He was that crab that was almost out of that bucket. He was the crab. And guess what? He got to the top of that bucket and another crab pulled him right down, in his own analogy. So let's talk about this. What is Christopher Mitchell known for? It's not gambling. It's scamming. Let me elaborate on this. I'm going to talk about this in great detail today. He had his channel that was making him money taken down. Then he started another one that's taken down. So we got Keeping Up with the Mitchells, Stacy's original channel. You guys got to really go hard at this. He's got videos up there, more lies, more deceit, and more So just every day when you're bored and you have nothing to do, I strongly suggest you try to do that, guys, because let me tell you, you're taking a dent into this scammer's traction on getting new people. Without YouTube, it's pretty tough. And it's just a shame that there's so many people out there thinking there's this magic solution to trying to win at a casino or win at sports or win. There isn't. It's called luck. Okay? I'm going to get into sports betting at the very end of this video, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to expose everything about him, kind of condense it, and to saying how you cannot wake up one day and say, today I'm going to be a professional sports gambler. Okay, but let's talk about his background. We've talked about this. Has he ever held a job? Absolutely not. What has he done? MLM, multi-level marketing. I'm the one who told you guys that. I've known about his multi-level marketing going back 20 plus years. 20 plus years. Maybe longer, I just can't think. But here's what I'm going to tell you. When he hosts these meetings, it's like being at an MLM meeting, So let me get into this. What does Christopher Mitchell do that's better than anybody that does what he does as far as selling these systems? And remember, I don't care what system you are, who you sell, and what you're doing. If you got to buy a system to try to win at gambling, you can bet there is no system. I'm trying to save you guys money. There's no magic system to help you win. Anybody can get lucky. Okay, so quit thinking there's some book, or unless you're going to count cards or you're just going to go on a hot streak, you're not going to win at gambling. Martingale. That's why the casino has a table limit and you don't have an infinite bankroll. So Martingaling's going to wipe you out, that strategy that thinks, oh, I got to keep doubling, and then Mitchell Gale adding a little more to it. That's stupid, because you're going to lose your bankroll. You're going to get shot. You're going to get into the string of bad luck. You're going to get into that string of bad luck, and it's going to devastate you. That's why you see him melt down, because it happens so often. It's not something rare. It's going to happen. Casinos have table limits, and you don't have an infinite bankroll. And even if you did have an infinite bankroll, you're going to lose so much, you're not going to keep. You're going to eventually stop, unless you just are that big of a degenerate. But they have table limits for a reason. So what does he do better than anything? I've asked that question a little while ago. What does he do better? There's a lot of things he does, and unless you're unless you really can pick up on this, I'm going to try to explain it to you really simple. He tries to sell you people on success. Okay? He's trying to sell you on success. It's like if you're interested in looking at a business to buy through a business broker, they're going to tell you everything you want to hear so you can be on your own, independent, wealthy, don't have to work for a boss, work your own hours, and have financial freedom. And that's what MLM people do, and that's what Christopher Mitchell does. He's selling you on success. That's why he fans out the money, shows you all this money, shows you this lifestyle, shows you this beautiful rented condo with rented furniture. That's why he shows you all this lavish life. That's what he's doing. People, all you Christopher Mitchell fans, I hope you're watching this. He's trying to sell you on success. That's what it is. And that's, think about it. That's a pretty good way to do something. He's selling you on the idea of you being successful. And what does he do? He attacks what you're doing. Quit your 9 to 5. Quit working a job just over broke. He's attacking what you do. Doesn't know what you do. Doesn't know if you're a lawyer or a doctor. You're a successful businessman. Great in sales. Do anything. I don't care what it is. You work in a factory. You build cabinets. You do whatever you do. I don't care if you're working in a mall or in a fast food restaurant or at a big box store. It doesn't matter. He's trying to tear that apart. That's paying your bills, and that's taking care of you. So guys, be very leery on anybody that tells you to quit your job. That's probably the #1 worst advice anybody can give you guys. Don't care what you do. I don't care what you're doing. I applaud all you guys working, trying to take care of your family. So that's #1. So what does he do? He's selling you on success. He's showing you the money. He's trying to build you up, and he's trying to prey on weak people that think there's this magic book of success. I mean, look at those PDF files he sold in sheets of notebook paper, 2 sheets of notebook paper. What was it, $1,200 or $600? Something ridiculous. It had 5 or 6. You'd have to go back almost, I guess, a year and a half to find those, but it's insane. It's insane. So, as we talk about selling you on success, that's what I'm going to tell you. Selling you on success. You know the only thing that you can do to be successful? I've said this over and over. Bet on yourself. Gambling, bet on yourself. Okay, invest in yourself. Christopher Mitchell has no experience at anything at all in life other than, and I got to tell you, MLM, people out there that do it, don't hate on me because I've been successful at it, but I sold a commodity that, if you don't want it, it doesn't bother me. You have to have it. To tell you more explicitly what it is, it was electricity, for your home or commercial. Quite simply, these are our rates. If you want to sign up and do it, boom. We're now in probably, I think, 20 states. But it wasn't in a high pressure thing, and there was no reason, there's no way to fail at it. Don't quit your job, because guess what? Your job is the place that gives you these leads to get customers. So I really, if you don't have a job, you're at a disadvantage. So a little bit about MLM in the more honest dealings with it. So he's selling you success. You're going to hear me say that a lot in this video, selling you on success. And then what does he do? What is his #1 quality? How to be like Christopher. How can you be like him? Really? And there's guys, and you look at his little fan page, his inner circle. You guys really want to be like Christopher Mitchell? That's a lonely, pathetic, sad life. He's got a toddler. My dad, he plays around and jerks around on the internet and tries to get people to follow his schemes. He hasn't invented any of these. He's just trying to market what everybody else has already tried and done and failed. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care baccarat, sports betting, anything. If you're selling these systems for money, shame on you, because there's really no magic, okay? You're just taking something that somebody's already done and repackaging it and remarketing it through whether it be YouTube or Patreons or Facebook Inner Circles. All y'all are doing is rebranding something, and I use that brand loosely. Repackaging, it's the way to do it, however you want to say it. So how to be like Christopher, you know. And there's people out there that look at these comments. Let's be honest. You saw his Christopher Mitchell channel. I think it topped out before it got taken down at 380 subscribers. Let's call it. So now he has 1.4 thousand subscribers on Keeping Up with the Mitchells. Guys, just report. Tell them it's spam. Tell them it's scam. Tell them, you know, whatever box you want to check. And tell them a little bit of details on why. Okay? Because it's luring people down a road of failure. Okay? Okay, so we're going to talk about this because the master salesperson to weak people, selling you on success and how to be like them. How does he do that? He shows this lifestyle. He shows, wow, Alexis, really, Christopher? Like, that's supposed to impress anybody? Really? And now it comes to one of the people said it's in Stacy's father's name, which doesn't mean 2 cents to me, but, you know, when people are successful, they don't brag. They're not fanning money. They're not telling you how rich they are. They're not telling you how great they are, calling themselves the GOAT. You know, most people, I mean, read the book, The Millionaire Next Door, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Read some of those books. You know, the more you brag and the more you bring attention to yourself, the more likely bad things happen, you know. So, you know, how to be like him. Look at me. You can be just like me. Quit your 9 to 5. Gamble in the casino. Look at me. Look at me. You know, he says in all these videos, look at him. He likes the attention. Let's see. How does he get the attention? How does he master market into these people in the inner circle? How does he do it? Let's talk about that. Okay, for him to sell you on success. How does he do this? Think about it. This is well thought out. Christopher, y'all think he just throws out videos? This is from years and years of hosting meetings. And all he does is take these meetings and puts them on YouTube to cater to his gambling channel of trying to get people in there. So what does he do? Excuse me. What does he do? He tells this is his go-to story. He talks about how his mom passes away, and I'm not making light of that. Y'all don't have to leave me comments, but let's talk about the story. Let's talk about the narrative he goes down. His mom passes away when he's 9 or 7 or whatever it is. What does he do? He says, boy, I'm going to get rich someday so I can take care of you. Sounds really great in theory. Mom would be so proud of him now. You know, what's he do? He's on the internet trying to scam weaker people than him. Think about it. He's got to scam somebody that's weaker than him. His is a facade. Down deep, I promise you, Stacy and Christopher, you got to quit this BS and this nonsense. I guarantee you, Stacy's, you know, no wife's going to put up with this crap. Okay? So what does he do? He says how his mother passed away. Then he says he had an abusive dad. So we can play off all those people. There's probably a lot of people with these same stories. You know, same story, same narrative. So he plays on these emotions. Wow, he's had all these hardships. Wow, he packed up everything. He's moved to 10 states, been homeless in 9 of them. You know, all these sad stories to play off of you. Excuse me. And he, you know, we've seen victims out there, and I'm not going to judge it. That you've seen the videos, you know. So let's leave it at that. So what does he do? He's selling you on success, how to be like him. Look at me. You can do just like I did. If I can go down these roads of all this horrible stuff, and I've overcome it, I'm a millionaire, and I've got all this stuff, you too, for as little as $1,000, can be in my inner circle. Guys, you know how hard it is to make $1,000? Seriously, some of you guys, more power to you. It takes, you know, there's a lot of people that they would love to have $100 right now so they could go get groceries. I hope they're not watching my videos, because this is to educate and entertainment, and you know, I feel bad because there are a lot of people out there hungry, looking to pay their lights, pay their utilities, to put gas in their car, So I'm just saying, $1,000 is not, just give me $1,000. It's only $1,000. That's what he does. It's only 1,000. Now it's only 500. Come on, people. Put that $500 in a ETF, electronically traded fund. Put that $1,000 into an investment, And guys, I will give you out some ideas. If y'all are interested, leave it in the comments section, So look, selling you on success, how to be like him. Look at me, you can be just like me. Looking for followers, you can be in my private inner circle. Look how he plays on this. It's like just a big, huge, well set up thing. Think about it. I'm exposing every last second. Look at my status. I'm followed by all, Tom Brady, the GOAT, all this BS and lies and just basic lies, Look at my status. Look at the money. I have a money counter. I'm going to show you that. Good Christian people. Guys, anybody that does that, I don't care who you are, you better walk and be humble. You don't want to flash money. You don't want to sit there and tell people, come on. Be humble and thank God what you have. A roof over your head. I get to go to work every day and I get to see poverty at its worst in my neighborhood where I go to work. It's just bad. And you guys probably work in areas like that. And if that don't make you humble and don't make you count your blessings and know that you've got food and family and your kids are doing well and you're not in that struggle, be glad and be very thankful. I didn't mean to get off on a rant, but $1,000 to give it to somebody to think you're going to learn some magical way to make money in the casino, please, come on. Seriously. If you just feel like sending somebody money, I can tell you a lot of good charities you can send it to if you just want to give something away. Okay? Seriously. There's so many organizations that would gladly do way more with that money that you're just throwing into a fire pit. You're not going to get nothing, and you will get burned, no pun intended, fire pit. So, look at my status. Look at all my money. Look how rich I am. But guys, I'm a Christian. Oh my God. Oh my God. Come on. Come on. Okay, what else do we have? Rents. Owns nothing. Owns nothing. He has no assets. He has the clothes on his back and some hoopty blender that he juices with. Come on. Guy owns nothing. He can't tell you about it. Look, he's been online he's been on YouTube for 2 years. What has he shared with you to change your life? In the words of him, change your life vlog. What has he done? All these business entities? You're not going to get rich investing in anything that he's suggesting. You want to talk about get rich fast? Open up your own business or invest in some real estate. It's still going to take time and a lot of work. There ain't no get rich quick schemes out there or get rich fast. That's what I say when I told all my kids this, and I didn't make it up. It's something that, they show the hare and the turtle and the rabbit racing. They don't show the end of the race where the turtles cross at the finish line, first. I'm just telling you, it's a marathon. It ain't a sprint. So guys, do the thing that anything sounds crazy, do not do it. And let me tell you something. When you see this guy with these crazy eyebrows, this crazy ass projection, you're going to get this from the heart. Nothing's scripted, nothing's scripted. I'm just trying to give you guys that are struggling out there good, wholesome advice. I don't care what country you're in. Do not send this person any money. You're going to waste it. And you're going to be wondering, why did I do that? Okay? He's had 2 channels taken down, and it's not because of some algorithm. It's because of mega complaints. He kicks people out. One-time fee only. You're subject to be kicked out. Makes no sense. And we all knew this was coming 7, 8, 9, 10 months ago. Let's say this. I'm going to be a professional sports gambler. You're just going to wake up one day and say, I know everything about sports. Well, we've seen them put one team in 8 parlays. We've seen them put one team in 5 parlays. We've seen them lose this Ohio State game and say how bad the coach is, a top 10 team. The coaches and the teams do not care about you gamblers out there. We've seen it so many times. I'm telling you, they're worried about the win and they do not care about the cover. Maybe some teams do and some coaches do, but I'm just saying, as long as they win, that's the big part. So let's talk about that. What does it take to be a professional sports picker? Not a recreational gambler or a casual bettor. That's 2 categories right there, recreational, casual. What other kind of bettors are there? People that are going to Vegas, that their wife wants to bet on a team, or they're just having fun. They're going to play a parlay card. I guess you could call that a recreational gambler. Then you have what most bettors are, if you have online accounts or whatever, they're fans. You're going to bet on your favorite team. And that's why Vegas has such beautiful places, because they rely on what? People that just want to dabble in it. They do it a couple of times, or they have an account, so they got casual fans, people that just want to dabble now and then. If there's an event, whether it be the Kentucky Derby, Major League Baseball, of course, NFL and college football. And then you have fans. They're going to bet the Dallas Cowboys, the Green Bay Packers every single week. That's just what they do. And there's nothing wrong with that, But what does it take to be a professional sports bettor? I've studied this in great length. I've known some people that have done it. And the amount of time that these people put in that are going to sell their picks, going to be a professional gambler and try to do this for a living. And I've known people that have done this for 20 plus years, and they're still in business, and they still invest in looking for players, I should say, people that are looking for their services. Take your full-time job and take it 3 times. They're investing their time and research and all that, and guess what? It still could be a loss. There's no guarantees. Like I said, if they're getting 54, 55, 56%, that's pretty good. That's probably considered being a professional. It's hard. It is so hard. Okay? Just that extra point the Rams missed cost the bettors a push if you had the line at 4. It could have been a push. Okay? So just remember, it comes down to the end, and it's very tough. So, excuse me, to be a professional gambler, what do they call those people? The term that I remember everybody calling these professional sports bettors are sharps. They have an edge on the casino some way, somehow. And a lot of these sharps have prearranged conditions worked out with some of these sports books where they're going to place their bets. And we're talking big bettors. We're talking people that, have... that's what they do. They're professionals, but they try to turn the odds in their favor somehow, whether they're going to get something back for their gambling over a course of time, whether they're going to get a line before other people get the line. I'm just saying, when you're a sharp bettor, you have somewhat of an advantage, and I'm just saying they call them sharps, and they have somewhat of a house edge. The house edge is not as strong. They may have, just like maybe some of these people that are going to go play and get flown in. They fly these people in, and they're going to get some of their losses back. They're going to get their rooms, their flights, and they may lose all of that. And that's why the casino's flying them in. But they're smart enough to say, hey, if I'm betting this much money, I got to have some kind of edge. If I do lose this, maybe I get $100,000 back. Maybe I get, my wife goes to get a shopping spree at inside the Caesars Palace Mall. Whatever. I'm just saying there's something worked out. I don't know enough about that. I'm just sharing from what I've heard, read, and seen. Okay? So, back in the 80s and 90s, you used to, before there was internet, before there was Google, before there was all these places you could look stuff up or deal with casinos directly and what have you, you could look in the travel section of any major newspaper, and they had flights to Vegas, flights to Vegas, and they'd be advertised in the travel section. Some of the stuff I remember reading when I was 13, 14, 15 years old, Bob Stupak's Vegas World, it's where the Stratosphere is now. They'd had these junket deals, Westward Ho, the Sahara, Riviera, Stardust. They all had their big junket package where you could get a cheap flight, cheap hotel, a certain amount of gambling money they'd give you, and it was very affordable, very affordable, and you could get there. They wanted your action. They wanted everything that you could possibly give them in a weekend. But guess what they had in the stipulations? You had to give them X amount of hours at their casino. You weren't going to go down the street and change. You weren't going to go on a tourist thing. You had to give them X amount of dollars to make to make the whole junket work. Meaning, I don't know how if they rebated you something at the end of the trip or to qualify for the promotion, but you do. And they're going to keep track of your hours. If they tell you got to spend 8 hours in their casino, they would track it. And this was before internet, cell phones, and everything else. I'm just sharing that with you because I'm not trying to date myself, and I'm not trying to, but I do remember. And then I remember late 80s, early 90s, I used some of those red-eye junket packages they had at those places. And but fortunately, I didn't have to give them any casino time. It was strictly a cheap flight, cheap room, and a super duper deal. And they'd have some gambling money, and you just went and had a good time. But I think if you went with the junket, you got all kinds of stuff paid for, and probably even had your flight reimbursed to you and everything else. But guys, some of you guys may remember those days. Some of you guys probably may not even been born. But that's what I'm telling you. We're going to wrap this video up. Selling you on success. Fans out the money. Look at me. Look how successful I am. You can be like this. I came from a broken home. My mom died. My dad beat me up. Yada, yada, yada. I had such a bad experience. But look how I overcame. I overcame so I could get your money, so I could live off of y'all. Think about some of the stuff he's done. It's crazy. Stuff written on index cards. Stuff changes the price around. If you guys are in this inner circle, y'all just need to cut your losses, move on. Nobody's changing your life. It should be, I'm not changing your life vlog.com. It's going to change your life, but it's going to be in a negative way. The only way you guys are going to get ahead is work hard at your job, invest in yourself, bet on yourself. And guess what? I didn't make these rules up. Live on less than you make, be conservative, have a rainy day fund, have an emergency fund, and don't go to the casino thinking that's how you're going to live your life. Okay? Think about it. He's the master marketer. And when I say that, marketing himself to look successful. Anybody with just a normal person can see this. So you guys that have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I'm only here trying to give you information, showing you what a fake and phony and corrupt and egotistical person is. 2 channels removed. 3rd one hanging by a thread. He's never going to address these concerns. He's not going to tell you about the 2nd channel because in MLM, the thing is, don't bring up the damage. Don't bring up the negative stuff. That's why I wasn't good at it, because, guys, if I knew you couldn't do it, if I knew you were going to come on board and be in my MLM and you could not handle the word no, or you were going to get rejected, I didn't even try to get you signed up. I don't want you to fail. And I'm telling you, you sign up for Christopher Mitchell, you're going to fail. Give that money to a charity, give it or put it in your bank account and put it in your emergency fund. Do not let somebody play on your emotions and try to build you up because they're showing you a lot of cash and a lot of promise. It's no gold at the end of his rainbow. You know what? I'm telling you this to try to protect you people. Guys, all you subscribers out there, I want to thank you. Oh, thank you for all your comments. Thank you for all your suggestions. If you guys want me to make a video or another video on something else, leave it in the comment section below, and I'll talk to y'all real soon. Have a good night.